If you don't like being scared but still love mysteries, then journey with us to a place that defies easy explanation. Off the coast of Belize, nestled within the vibrant coral of the Lighthouse Reef, lies a feature so stark, so perfect, it seems almost artificial. A giant, unblinking eye of deep, dark blue staring up from the shallow turquoise sea. From the air, it's a breathtaking spectacle, a flawless circle of indigo set against the bright, sunlit world of the reef. But this serene beauty is a mask. It conceals a story of geological violence, of worlds lost to time, and a darkness that holds its secrets close. To understand it, we must look past the beautiful surface and dive into its depths, because the ocean's sneaky truth is wilder than you can imagine. This is the Great Blue Hole, a place both beautiful and deadly, where the past is not just remembered, but physically preserved in the silent, crushing dark. So, what created this geological marvel? The answer isn't in the water, but on land, a land that no longer exists. The story begins over 150,000 years ago, during the last ice age. Global sea levels were drastically lower, as much as 400 feet below where they are today. This entire area, now a submerged paradise, was a dry, limestone plateau. Rain, rich in carbonic acid, fell upon this porous rock, seeping through cracks and fissures. Over millennia, this acidic water worked like a patient sculptor, dissolving the limestone from the inside out, carving vast, intricate cave systems beneath the surface. Imagine enormous subterranean cathedrals, complete with towering chambers and elaborate passages, all hidden underground. But the world was changing. As the ice age waned, the planet warmed, and the colossal ice sheets at the poles began to melt. This meltwater poured into the oceans, causing sea levels to rise relentlessly. The water table rose with it, flooding these immense underground caves. The buoyant support the water once provided to the cavern roofs was lost. Weakened by eons of erosion, the roof of one colossal cavern could no longer support its own weight. It collapsed in a cataclysmic event, a geological instant that created a massive, almost perfectly circular sinkhole on the surface. This was the birth of the Great Blue Hole, but its transformation wasn't complete. As the seas continued their inexorable rise, they eventually submerged the entire plateau, swallowing the sinkhole and everything around it. The ocean claimed it, filling the chasm with seawater and hiding its dramatic origins beneath the waves. What we see today is not a feature of the ocean, but a relic of a lost terrestrial world, drowned by time. Descending into the hole is like traveling back in time. The first 90 feet are teeming with life. The sunlit rim, part of the Lighthouse Reef Atoll, is a bustling metropolis of coral, sponges, and colorful fish. But as you descend further, the light begins to fade. The vibrant colors mute to shades of blue and gray, and the temperature drops. The sheer limestone walls, once the sides of a dry sinkhole, plummet vertically into the darkness. And then, at a depth of around 100 feet, you find the undeniable proof of its terrestrial past. Here, the walls give way to massive, ancient stalactites. Some are 40 feet long, hanging like colossal stone icicles from ledges and overhangs. These formations can only grow in a dry cave, built up drip by drip over thousands of years as mineral-rich water seeps from the ceiling. Finding them here, deep underwater, is geologically impossible, unless this entire structure was once a dry cave. Scientific analysis of these stalactites confirms their age, dating them back to a time when this abyss was open to the air. They are silent, stone witnesses to a world that vanished beneath the waves. Some are perfectly vertical, while others are tilted at a slight angle, a clue that the entire plateau experienced a geological shift, a slight tilting before it was submerged. These are not just rock formations, they are ghosts of a former world, preserved in a deep blue time capsule. Exploring these vanished caves and collapsed chambers feels like navigating the ruins of a lost civilization, where the only inhabitants are the shadows and the crushing weight of the water above. The Great Blue Hole is not a welcoming environment. Below the sunlit rim, it becomes a place of profound stillness and strange chemistry. As you descend past 300 feet, the water changes. Here lies a thick, murky layer of hydrogen sulfide. To divers, it appears as a hazy, ethereal cloud suspended in the abyss. Nothing lives here. The water is anoxic, completely devoid of oxygen and toxic to most marine life. This layer is a graveyard. Preserved within its suffocating embrace are the remains of creatures that strayed too far and could not escape. Crabs, conchs, and other invertebrates that have fallen from the world of light above. Below this toxic veil, the water becomes clear again, but the environment is even more hostile. The pressure is immense, the darkness absolute. This is the true silent heart of the hole. This unique structure also creates bizarre physical phenomena. The hole acts as a giant sediment trap, and its steep vertical walls create strange acoustic properties. Sound doesn't travel normally here. It's dampened and distorted, creating an unnervingly quiet environment. Divers report a sense of sensory deprivation, where the only sounds are their own breathing and the faint, muffled thrum of their own heartbeat. The hole also traps currents. Water flows over the shallow reef and cascades down into the hole like a waterfall, but it has no easy way out. This can create unpredictable vortices and downcurrents, disorienting explorers in the disquieting dark. It's a place that swallows not just light, but sound and energy, turning the familiar physics of the ocean on its head. The real terror isn't a monster, but the environment itself, the hidden currents and profound darkness that can turn explorers into echoes. For centuries, the hole was a mystery known only to local fishermen, a place to be avoided. But in 1971, it was introduced to the world by the legendary ocean explorer Jacques Cousteau. He brought his research ship, the Calypso, to chart its depths and unlock its secrets. Cousteau and his team were the first to document the submerged stalactites, providing the first concrete evidence of the hole's terrestrial origins. Their expedition declared it one of the top 10 dive sites in the world, cementing its place in the public imagination. Since then, countless divers have been drawn to its allure. But the hole demands respect. Its extreme depth, complex navigation, and disorienting environment make it a site for only the most experienced technical divers. Several have tragically lost their lives in its depths, succumbing to nitrogen narcosis, disorientation, or simply underestimating its unforgiving nature. More recent expeditions have pushed the boundaries of exploration even further. In 2018, a team including Sir Richard Branson and Fabien Cousteau, Jacques' grandson, took submersibles to the very bottom, over 400 feet down. Using high-resolution sonar, they created the first complete 3D map of the hole's interior, revealing its complex structure in unprecedented detail. At the bottom, they found not a mythical monster, but a thick layer of silt and the perfectly preserved remains of conchs that had tumbled in centuries ago. They also found something chilling: tracks. Not from a creature, but from humans. The tracks led to the final resting place of two of the divers who had vanished in the hole years before, a somber reminder of the risks involved in confronting this natural wonder. The Great Blue Hole has inevitably inspired myths. Legends speak of a giant sea monster, a Lusca, lurking in its depths, pulling ships and swimmers into its watery lair. But science offers a more profound and arguably more fascinating truth. The monster isn't a creature of flesh and blood, but one of geology and time. The real story is one of a changing planet, of rising seas and collapsing worlds. The hole is a geological scar, a direct window into the deep past of our Earth, It teaches us that the world we see today is temporary, and that landscapes as vast as continents can vanish beneath the waves. The Great Blue Hole is beautiful, deadly, and profoundly secretive. It is a silent monument to a lost world, a place that reminds us of the immense, slow-moving power of nature. And though we have mapped its walls and touched its floor, it continues to hold its deepest secrets in the cold, dark, silent water, waiting for the next generation of explorers bold enough to listen to its story. It stands as a stark reminder that the greatest mysteries on our planet are not tales of fiction, but are written in the very rock and water around us, still keeping its deepest secrets.